The defending champion was so humiliated by Caitlin Clark that they had to use dirty tactics against her, but she eventually spoke up after the referee's heist. The opposition, a top 3 team in the league, started strong, but Caitlin Clark chose to respond with a tight defense. Now that the entire team is on Caitlin, all that matters is stopping the 3, but Caitlin provides the first assist. The opponents have a lot of movement, and Natasha Howard has a lot of defensive lapses. Stephanie White finally benched Dana Bonner from the starting lineup, but sadly, no Sophie Cunningham. Seeing that no one was boxing out for the rebound, Caitlin made the wise choice to save that logo 3 for a crucial moment. Now look, that's arguably the best player in the world at her position, Breanna Stewart. Natasha Howard and Dwana Bonner will have a hard time competing against a top 3 team. Lexi halts after Sabrina and Caitlin Clark answer with a cross-court assist. The issues begin. Take a look at the frequent hand-checking. Those are little infractions, but they alter the result when they are not called. Indiana Fever led in field, goals, assists, 3-pointers, and 2-pointers, but it's difficult to win when your opponent gets 2 free throws. Critics of Caitlin Clark point out that her 3-point shooting percentage is dropping, and her turnover rate is rising. But when you don't get clean screens to create open quality looks, your threes will drop, and the turnovers, which were mostly perfect assists, were caused by her teammates' inability to catch a fantastic pass from Caitlin. But Kelsey Mitchell fumbles. This time, Caitlin takes matters into her own hands because the 3rd and 4th defenders are completely outmatched. It's double team once more. When you miss against the best team in the WNBA, they punish you in transition. Caitlin drives left, and Liberty panics over the potential 3. She dishes the assist, but Aaliyah fails to secure it. The best player in the WNBA ties the game for Indiana Fever, and now for the first time this season, the Fever leads the first quarter. Why isn't Dana Bonner tonight? Lexi defends aggressively fast break for the Fever, but Natasha Howard misses. Stephanie White is not pleased with the foul against Natasha. In another help from Caitlin Clark, Natasha replaced Dana Bonner checks after Caitlin spoke with the referee. Liberty's paramount concern. Put an end to Caitlin Clark's threes. Stephanie. White is in love with Dana. Dana Bonner made the worst defensive play in history, changing her position so much to get her into the game. But was it worth it? In actuality, she only had 2 more rebounds than Caitlin, who has a higher rebound average this season. Despite having 3 fantastic games, Kelsey's shot wasn't dropping today. Lexi scores. After 3 games of flagrant no calls, Dana makes a mistake once more, and the referee finally calls the foul for Caitlin Clark. When Kelsey Mitchell wasn't playing at her best, Stephanie pulled Sophie in much too late and worse, substituted her in while the other top players were benched. Sophie needed to have played 8 more minutes rather than placing a wager on Dana. The lead grows to 7 points and continues to increase when the referee fails to call a foul on Clark. Sophie is hacked, but the call goes the other way. Frustrating. Everyone. The lead is now 8 points, but what Caitlin Clark does next changes everything because she is no longer alone and can make plays in the final third. She uses her body cleverly to make free throws, cut and drive, seeing what no one else can. I don't know what Stephanie White was waiting for to play this trio, but everything changed. Even the defensive intensity was worried about Caitlin's threes assistant, so Caitlin doesn't have to deal with the dirty defense and double teams. Then she makes the pass, and Sophie nails the most elegant 3 of the night. I'm not sure why Stephanie White keeps Sophie on the bench for so long, but Liberty's basketball time is over, and now it's time for dirty play. The referees collide once more. Out of 10 fouls like this one committed on Caitlin Clark, the referees call 1. Perhaps Sophie made the incorrect call. The game is tied, but Sophie responds, and the dirty play goes on. You can only trust Caitlin. Clark at that time, even though genuine Lexi is the NBA's most error-free player. Caitlin repeats her famous foul, which prompted the WNBA to look into even the planet Saturn's dolphins. Aaliyah could have attempted a layup, but she trusted the wrong teammate, Bonner, who used her famed stray bullet technique and bounced it off the backboard. The first quarter closes with Liberty up by 1. Indiana Fever had a terrible start to the second quarter. Oh my gosh. Even though Caitlin Clark brought back Indiana, she was acting like Santa Claus today as she distributed gifts, and this technique is worse than Angel Reese's baby giraffe technique. In the second and third quarters, Liberty was unable to respond to Caitlin Clark. Liberty's only option was to be nasty in the FAA and EuroLeague, where the instant replay system is applied in all required situations. Caitlin Clark now leads the NBA in assists and has the highest assist average. In the WNBA, there is no need for a coach challenge because the coach only receives one challenge and may only use it to fight a foul that was called. If a foul wasn't called, you must use a timeout to ask for a challenge. Without a timeout, you are stuck with refer nonsense. Quickly responding to Liberty's taunting, Caitlin Clark asks how many players can shoot from there after the first 3. With a comfortable lead going into the fourth quarter, the Indiana Fever were in control thanks to ball movement from Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin finished the game as the game's top 3-point scorer, Tyrese Halliburton, and the fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. No excuses. Natasha Howard returns off the bench. She is new and joined the team when they were ahead, but she flips it around and the lead begins to wane. Natasha Howard makes a mistake once, more, and the lead narrows. However, Stephanie White stays in for a few days without taking a timeout or doing anything. She replaced Sophie Cunningham, and things quickly went south. Aaliyah loses the ball, and Kelsey is unable to make the shot. Suddenly, the Fever is behind, and they go 4 minutes without scoring a point until Caitlin and Aaliyah provide an assist. The referees aren't the only ones who make this league feel unfair or straight. Even seasoned players like Sabrina struggle to shoot straight in crucial situations. After Sabrina scores, Caitlin Clark breaks away for a one-on-one, but the referee makes a terrible call against the Fever. This isn't the EuroLeague. There is no replay system, no challenge. After Sabrina misses both free shots, notice how well the defense pressured Caitlin to move right. They know that she shoots 80% from the left, but only 60% from the right. The officials give Liberty another chance to win after Caitlin decides to pass, and Aaliyah misses once more. Nobody can believe the robbery is taking place. Caitlin makes a pass from another dimension tie game after forcing a right once more. Sophie Cunningham was sacrificed by Stephanie White for the elderly Dana Bonner, and at last, Dana does something right. Aaliyah fails once more after Caitlin gives it her all. What more would you like? Today, Caitlin did the unthinkable. She faked a right miss. The jumper went right again, and then she chose to dig a new tunnel beneath Indianapolis between the defender's legs. The referee ignored the clearest foul you'll ever see, what a robbery, and then called the strangest foul ever. Lexi was motionless as Sabrina ran into her, but there was no timeout or challenge, no evaluation of the video. The last dance is this one. In this final possession, Caitlin tries to sprint too much and gets the ball in a bad spot. 5 fouls are committed against her. The referees close their eyes, and the win is stolen. Remember to like and comment.